Rightio, so now I'm going to show you how you finish off your postcard. So with this little one that I'm doing here, I've got my little, I think she's Elsa, and I know I'm going to get in trouble if it's not the right name. I'm going to fuse this on to the front here. So I don't want to put too much heat on this because otherwise everything's going to melt because I've only got bridal tulle. So I've trimmed this back to 6 inches by 4 inches, and then the other one that I'm doing, which is the same idea as this one, I've trimmed back to 6 by 4 as well. So you can see it's very, very easy. And then on this one I've used an old tea bag that's dried, emptied out the contents, and part of a doily. Okay, for this one I've got a slightly bigger doily, and I'm just going to utilize that bigger doily on there and stitch that one on. Okay, but for this one is the one we're doing, so I'm just going to I'll put it down lower so you can see Bree's name. I might even put it just over here, and I'm going to put the pressing cloth on, and I'm going to try and just go just lightly on Elsa because I'm going to stitch her on, because I don't want too much heat, because I do not want to melt. Oh, that was good. Stuck to me. I might put a little bit more Vliesofix on there because it stuck to me. It didn't stick to Elsa. Maybe I fused it too much. We'll just give it another little bit of Vliesofix. There's wonderful ways of cheating. There is no rules when it comes to things like this. And we'll give her a little fuse now. Okay, so a little bit more Vliesofix. Maybe I only had the Vliesofix, I don't know, maybe you had put too much heat on it. There we go, she's sticking now. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm just going to pull this thread from the back. I don't know why I've got a thread sticking in the back there. We'll just get rid of that. I'm just going to stitch around her, and I'll just use a little blanket stitch, and on this machine it is number 107, so I'll pop that up so you can see it. So remember, hash to get the 1 and then 07, and I want it nice and narrow, so I'm going to take it down to about 1.5 by 2, and I'll just do a nice little narrow blanket stitch around there. Back stitch, and that will secure it. Now when I was making the first ones that I did, I forgot to actually do that, and so what I had to do, and I'm confessing, I finished this and I forgot to do it, so I had to use invisible thread and invisible thread around here with a straight stitch. So it's like a raw edge applique. So on the back, I haven't written anything on it yet. You can just see the outline of the stitching, and it's fine. But you don't really want to do that because you want to have all your writing on here to send the postcard. Okay? So just so you know. And if you want to, you can actually go online and you can download the back of the postcard so you can iron it onto the back of here before you finish, and it's got a proper postcard-like finish. But I'm just going to draw lines. Like I said, they're only little, so I don't think we have to worry too much. But you can do so much, and there's competitions all around the world, and there's people that send them all around the world to their friends. And I thought, because it's Bernina Club, that maybe in May I would like all the postcards that you've made, and we'll have a little competition ourselves. So if you live overseas and you do my Bernina Club, how about you do me a postcard and send it in the post? So our box number, if you're interested in doing that, is P.O. Box 15021 Tauranga, and I will send that out in your email. So that's Bernina Sewing Centre. So that could be a little bit of fun, and I thought we could do that. You do not have to send them if you don't want to. You can send me photos. So you just, I think it'll be quite good. So that's going to be for May, and then I can show you everybody's postcards that they've made. Okay, so I'm just going to, looking for my scissors, they're around my neck. Just going to trim off that there. Now, after I've done this, I'm going to put the same thread in my bobbin because I'm going to be satin stitching around it. So make sure you've got your needle stop down and you stop to the right when you're turning to the right. So you just turn it slowly, needle stop down to the left when you're turning it to the left. And a couple of stitches, needle stop to the right, and needle stop down's wonderful. Okay. And turn it the full turn. Right, so now I'm going to needle up. I'm going to clip my thread because it's all locked off. And on the back, because I used just a pale blue thread, you don't see any of the dark thread through there, which is what you want. Because now you're going to turn this over and you're going to Vliesofix the back. So I'll just cut this Vliesofix to size. Doesn't need to be wasting any Vliesofix. In fact, I can lay the calico on top and do it all in one action. So I've got my piece of calico, lay my Vliesofix, lay my calico on there, and then I can trim my calico back and I don't need a pressing cloth on top. So this is the back of my postcard, and the reason why I just use the calico because it's nice and easy to write on. Now I write on my postcards with a micron pen, and that's a permanent fabric marker so it won't come off. So now I can just trim around here. So this is a very cheats way of doing it, but it's very, very easy. And the Angelina really does look so, so pretty because it gives it that sheen. So I think the grandies are going to get a nice surprise when they get these in the mail. And my girlfriend I'm sending the one with the tea bag to loves tea, so she'll like to get that in the mail. So there we are, we're ready to finish it off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the same colour thread in the bobbin, and we're going to put on our number 2A foot. Now our 2A foot is our overlock foot, and it doesn't come with every machine now, unfortunately, because the quilting machines give you a 37 or a 57 foot. So the 2A is an overlock foot. And the reason why we're using it today is it's got this little bar, and so when I satin stitch it goes over that bar and gives a very neat finish. So I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put my machine on to zigzag, and I'm going to put my width to 5. Oh, turn my memory off. So zigzag, 5 width, and I'm going to take my satin stitch right down to about 3.5. So that's about 3 clicks. So 1, 2, 3 little lines. That's about all you need, and about 5 width. Again, let's do a test piece. I'll do it on the edge of here. All right. So I've got a little bar here. So when you pull the thread, you want to pull it to the back to go round the bar. Bring your bobbin thread up so you're ready to roll. Okay, so I've got my bobbin thread and my top thread. There we go. Excellent. So I'll just do some on the edge to show you to see if it's close enough. So I'm zigzagging, and I'm zigzagging over my bar. And we'll have a look at it. Now when you take it out, need my needle stop up now. Needle stop up. When you take it out, you pull it backwards, not sideways, because you'll break the bar. Now can you see how open that is? That's on 3 bars. But you're going to be going over it twice. So let's have a look at it first before we change it. Every machine will be slightly different. So we're definitely going over it twice, and now let's have a look. Pull it back. Perfect. So I wouldn't want to have it any closer than that because I'm going over it twice. Okay? Right, so now let's start. So we don't have to worry about it. It's all cut, ready to go. We've got our backing on. We're ready to roll. So I usually start from the bottom, and we just satin stitch around it. Now, the secret is the corners. So I've done a finish like this before, but never with the number 2 foot. I'm quite impressed with it. Now I like to have a little something when I'm using the bridal tulle to flatten that down just in case it wants to flip backwards. So I just use whatever's in hand. Now what I want to show you is the corners. So when you come down to the corner, come right to the end. Then I want you to lift your work, pull it back so you don't break the pin, and turn your work sideways. Okay, so I just pulled it back and then start from the edge and away you go. So this foot is wonderful for this job. I need to just trim my calico. I didn't do a neat job on that corner. There we are. So you can go quite fast, oops, once you've got it going. I had it caught on something. So go to the edge, and remember you're going around it twice, so don't worry about the first run too much. So stop on the corner, lift the work back to release the thread, then turn your work sideways and start from the edge. And remember, just get something to hold that, if you're using tulle, to hold the tulle down. I was a bit stingy with the tulle, it's only just reaching. I should have cut it a bit bigger. If it's a problem, you could make it a little bit smaller. We'll have a look in a minute. So if I think the tulle isn't caught, I'll do a row beside it. So come to here, pull it back away from the bar. No, it's going to be fine, I'll trim that bit off. And then start from the edge. No problem. Very, very pretty with the Angelina for a little girl. On the last corner now. Come right to the end. Pull it away from you and around. Don't worry about those little bits, I'm going to trim those off because they're just excess that we don't need. Now, just carry on because you're doing the second run now and you don't have to hold anything. I'm just going to trim this little bit here because I have excess there. I'm not sure what I did, obviously wasn't looking what I was doing. So just run over it and do exactly the same. Isn't that brilliant? The foot's so good because it's going over that bar and forming a really, really nice satin stitch. So when you get to the end, pull it away from you and around the corner. And we're going to go right round, just stop there so I don't catch my work. We're going to go right round to the other end and just lock it off. Then I'm going to show you how to put the wonderful little number 8 pearl thread on the cord, or any cord you like with the number 6 foot. Okay, remember, pull it away and turn the corner. You could leave it like this, but for children I think you definitely want to put the cord on the edge. Okay, this one's got a little shape on this one. It's not very straight. I may not have cut it very straight. I don't think my 2-year-old will mind. I'll just trim that little bit there as well, so it's nice and tidy when I get to the other end. There we are. I think she'll be excited to get something in the mail. So last two corners, come to the end. Remember, pull it away and turn the corner. And start right from that edge there to make a nice neat finish. Right, we're racing down the last side here, up to the last corner. So you can see it's imperative to have the right colour thread, top and bottom, for this particular job. Come to the end, pull it away and turn the corner. And when you come down to the other end, you can backstitch or you can lock it off. I can just backstitch, it's fine. And then we're going to sew the cord on the edge to finish it off. Oops, lift that up. Do it every time. There we go. I think I'm gone past it already. Right, pull your work out, cut your threads, and that's what it looks like before the cord goes on. Now, here's the cord. So you want the cord to match your colour. So I happen to have some, which is great. And this is number 8 pearl thread that they use for embroidery. So what you do is I put this on my knee control so that it's sitting there the whole time, and at home I put a peg on there so it doesn't fly off, and if you've got a cat it might want to chase it. So I pop it down there just so it can flow properly, cut the end off and thread it through the eye of the number 6 foot. So there is a little eye in the middle of the foot, somewhere, there it is, and you just thread it through the middle. Come on. Try again. There we go. So just thread it through. So you can see here the cord is going right through that hole. Remember I've showed you before how to do the shirring elastic? Same foot, number 6. Now what I do is I set my machine onto zigzag. Oh, I'm already on zigzag. I take my width down to about 1.5 to 2 and my length to 1.5 to 2. So I'm going to put my length on 2 and my width on 2, just for argument's sake. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to run my number 6 foot right on the edge of my postcard, and I'm going to make sure that the zigzag is wide enough to cover the edge. Perfect. And I'm going to go all the way around. So I'm going to put my needle stop down function on, and I'm going to sew all the way to the end here. And I'm going to lift and turn, and I'm going to stitch to the next corner. So you don't have to do anything too flash for this, just run it along the edge. And it makes such a nice finish and a lot stronger. Might just do one stitch there and then go to the corner. Perfect. Right. Just feed it along nice and slow so you can watch what you're doing. If you haven't got a number 6 foot, you could sit the cord beside it and just be very careful, but the number 6 foot guides it, so I don't have a lot of work to do because I know it's going exactly where the sewing foot's going. Okay, get to the end. Just do one stitch there and round the corner. Yep. And one more on the corner. Now I cut this one at the end, at the beginning, beg your pardon, and then I just overlap it. Because you're on a zigzag, it's going to hold it, and you can reverse it if you need to. Just don't pull the cord too tight is the secret. So when I overlap it, I just reverse it. It's going to be absolutely fine. Lift your work out and you have got the cutest little postcard to send to anybody. There's my little girlies one. Here's my little boys ones. And then you can do some for your friends with gorgeous stitches. I've added a little sewing machine through the middle. And then on the back you can put the name, address, write your message and pop it in the post, and it will go through just like a normal postcard. I think they're fabulous. Great way to use your tea bags, by the way. So it's really, really good fun. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this machine off and I'm going to go into the store and I'm going to show you how you do this on the Bernina 790 and the Bernina 750. Just the memory part. The rest is all the same, but just the memory part, so that you ladies that have got those machines will understand how you do it on the bigger machines. So I hope you've enjoyed the class today, and I hope you've taken it all in, and I hope to see your postcards in May. That would be fantastic. If you can't send them, you could take a photo and email me. My email is robin@mybernina.co.nz, and our new website is mybernina.co.nz. And I've also got a little secret. I started a learning website and I'll be sending you information on that. And on the learning website, it's going to be my Robin Studio website. I will have all my videos. So look out for that in your emails, and I'll be sending you all the information for you to join on to that. So thank you very much.